part in the community. Hot 104.1.
St. Louis, what's up? DJ Wildboy checking in. Check this out. We must stop killing each other. Join the movement. Saturday, March 19th, 10 o'clock a.m. Beckett Park. That's the move.
My name is Wanda Merrill, and I lost my son to gun violence. Join me at The Move, March 19th, 10 a.m. at Beckett Park. The Move is a march against crime and violence. The Move is a march to bring peace back to our neighborhoods. Call 314-381-8200.
Stay connected with Hot 104.1 24/7. Doing our part in the community. Hot 104.1.
Want to hear about this? This is something that I don't believe has been tried before. Joining us now from the Better Family Life Incorporated is James Clark, the Vice President of Community Outreach for Better Family Life. James, always a pleasure to see you. All right, and also Jesse Howes with J. Howes Management. J. Howes Management. All right. James, let me start with you. What is the move? How did this concept come to fruition?
The move came about. We have our We Must Stop Killing Each Other campaign, and we have yard signs in over 10,000 homes. So I was approached by a group of rappers of many different groups, and they said, Mr. Clark, we want to be a part of this. We have seen enough. And then shortly after our initial meeting, a young man was killed who was a part of that initial meeting, and so that took it to another level. So we began to say, what can we do beyond talk? So this group said we need to do a march, and not just any march. This march will involve individuals who have street level credibility. We have tried to do many outreach efforts, but we think that we've got to begin to engage and involve those who are actually involved in what is going on, first-hand experience.
Jesse Howes, your company, you're the CEO of J. Howes Management.
Yes.
How is your company involved in this effort?
Well, with my company, I deal with a lot of the hip-hop artists. I throw showcases, and I also manage artists that has close ties to the street. Yo Banger, Young Spade, like I deal with Rip the General. All these guys are really deal with the streets, you know, and we're trying to get their voice to talk to the people in the streets, and it takes the streets to deal with the streets. You know, so basically, you know, like at my shows, 90% of them lost loved ones to street violence. So we're just trying to basically get this march together, which we'll be doing March 19th. And we start from Beckett Park, and we're going to end it, it's on page, and end it Better Family Life. And just stop the violence.
James, tell me, in addition to the march, is this going to be an effort to help families deal with violence, maybe they've been victims of violence?
Yeah, the central players will be the families who have lost loved ones. Most recently, we've seen teenagers killed. Popular young man, Jay Swag, was killed. A young lady, Lust, was killed. So we have a very serious crisis right now, and St. Louis needs a victory. We've taken a lot of blows, but we think that the victory that St. Louis needs is we need to begin to deal and lower our homicide rate, and we need to begin to fight crime. And we believe that the messengers are very important right now. We have a strong coalition of pastors. Social service organizations are doing all that they can do. We believe that now we've got to engage the most influential in the most disenfranchised segment, and it is the men and women who are a part of the street. You know, we have got to turn it over and let them take the role, take a more active leadership role right now.
And that would be rappers, entertainment leaders, neighborhood youth leaders.
Yes. Our young people who may have a felony conviction, teenagers who may have a DJO. We believe that we've got to give them a platform, and that they will be able to lead St. Louis in this out of this dire crisis, in this most dire hour. We've got to have the right one.
And the March date again is?
March 19th.
March 19th. All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
James Clark, Better Family Life, and Jesse Howes, the CEO of J. Howes Management. Good luck. We hope that we can see some positive results coming out of this effort.
This will be
Thank
one
you.
step.
Yeah.
One
Good.
step in the right direction.
All right. Good luck. All right. Let's send it over to John Fuller.
Doing our part in the community. Hot 104.1.
What's up, St. Louis? This is Lataya from Three Problems. The violence must stop and the guns need to be put down. So with that being said, join in the move Saturday, March 19, 10 a.m. Beckett Park. That's the move.
Hi, my name is Erica Jones, and I lost my daughter to gun violence, where I am now raising my 5-year-old grandson. Meet me March 19th at Beckett Park at 10 a.m. The Move is a march against crime and violence. The Move is a street march to bring peace back to our neighborhoods. Join us March 19th at 10 a.m.
Stay connected with Hot 104.1 24/7. Doing our part in the community. Hot 104.1.
Last night was a big one for our Imagine a Better St. Louis partner, Better Family Life. The group hosted a special basketball game at Cardinal Ritter College Prep. This was the Move Bragging Rights game, pitting well-known St. Louis rappers against music promoters. KMOV and Better Family Life are partners in the Imagine a Better St. Louis anti-violence campaign.
Doing our part in the community. Old School 95.5.
My name is Wanda Merrill, and I lost my son to gun violence. Join me at The Move, March 19th, 10 a.m. at Beckett Park. The Move is a march against crime and violence. The Move is a march to bring peace back to our neighborhoods. Call 314-381-8200.
St. Louis, what's up? DJ Wildboy checking in. Check this out. We must stop killing each other. Join the movement. Saturday, March 19th, 10 o'clock a.m. Beckett Park. That's the move.
Stay connected with Old School 95.5 24/7. Doing our part in the community. Old School 95.5.
At 9, mothers who have lost a child to gun violence come together to try to reach out to other parents just like them. Through a phone call, a march, and a basketball game, an effort called The Move is trying to stop the killing in St. Louis.
My name is Ms. Jones. I also lost my daughter to gun violence as well 6 months ago.
Erica Jones is calling other moms who've had to walk in her shoes. Jones lost her daughter, Whitney, to gun violence 6 months ago. She and other mothers, along with Better Family Life, spent the evening calling more than 500 families. They're inviting them to be a part of a renewed effort to stop the gun violence called The Move.
If you want to stop the crime in your community, be a part of this to say, hey, I'm with the move. I understand what's going on, and it starts with, I can be that first young person, or it leads to another young person to say, hey, I want to come too.
Volunteers heard more about The Move, which is a community march for families coming up on March 19th. The message is for the community to turn to each other rather than on each other and stop killing each other.
We want to be a crutch out here to each other, so maybe one day we can realize that we hurting each other, that we need to come together as one, you know, and we bleed the same blood, black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, Arab, we bleed the same blood.
Young men from the streets of St. Louis, along with area rappers, received their uniforms for an upcoming basketball game to support The Move. One young man explained why he's getting involved.
I miss hanging out on the block. Like, you can't even do it no more. Like, you can't. Like, it ain't the same. Yeah, like, if you do, you gotta be either protected. I'd rather just stay off.
The 31-4 All-Star basketball game is Saturday night at 7 o'clock at Cardinal Ritter High School. The Move March is Saturday, March 19th at 11 a.m. at Beckett Park.
Doing our part in the community. Old School 95.5.
Hi, my name is Erica Jones, and I lost my daughter to gun violence, where I am now raising my 5-year-old grandson. Meet me March 19th at Beckett Park at 10 a.m. The Move is a march against crime and violence. The Move is a street march to bring peace back to our neighborhoods. Join us March 19th at 10 a.m.
What's up, St. Louis? This is Lataya from Three Problems. The violence must stop and the guns need to be put down. So with that being said, join in the move Saturday, March 19th, 10 a.m. Beckett Park. That's the move.
Stay connected with Old School 95.5 24/7. Doing our part in the community. Old School 95.5.
Welcome back to News 4 at 6. We are seeing it all too often. Tonight, news that 21-year-old Andre Montgomery has been killed in North St. Louis.
who's known for appearing on the reality show Welcome to Sweetie Pies, taped here in St. Louis.
Violence like that has mothers recording public service announcements promoting an upcoming anti-violence march called The Move.
Now they're asking you to be a part of the solution.
I think it's going to take a village in order to solve or help to solve this problem.
As News 4's Claire Kellett reports, for these ladies, imagining a better St. Louis means an end to gun violence.
St. Louis, what's up? DJ Wildboy checking in.
Inside the studios of Radio 1,
What's up, St. Louis? This is Lil Tay.
local rappers are spreading the message.
We must stop killing each other. Join the movement. Saturday, March 19th, 10 o'clock a.m., Beckett Park. That's the move.
You ready?
Yes.
Go for it.
The move is a march against crime and violence. The move is a march to bring peace back to our neighborhoods.
The move hits closer to home for Wanda Merrill.
My son was a local rapper here in St. Louis.
Lavelle Boyd was better known as City Styles to his fans.
Was shot while leaving the barbershop more than 40 times.
Like so many other young black men, Merrill says City Styles fell into a common trap.
He had aspirations as a child to become a rapper. And I think it was through his aspirations to become a local rapper that caused him to make some of the choices that he made, trying to live up to an image.
She hopes others will learn from her story.
Our local rappers, they are seen as an influence on our children. And in many ways, they're seen as the messenger. And I think it's time for the message to change.
It's time for us to come together because mothers like me shouldn't have to go through this.
Erica Jones knows all too well what it is like to lose a child.
Whitney was just one of them charismatic people that she made you laugh.
Her daughter, Whitney Brown, was gunned down in front of her own son.
And my grandson had to watch her die. I don't think any 5-year-old should have to see that.
Each fueled by personal loss.
I miss everything about my child. Everything.
These women are seeking solutions to a problem plaguing St. Louis streets.
This is serious. This is not about no politic numbers, trying to gain numbers. We have a real life crisis. That crisis is the gun violence.
Together, the mothers are now working with Better Family Life to promote the organization's anti-violence march.
With the level of violence that's occurring in this city, we don't have room to sit back anymore and do nothing about it.
They say now is the time for action.
If we cannot stand together and unite on this and say enough is enough, then this is hopeless.
The move is to bring peace back to our neighborhoods.
Claire Kellett, News 4.
Well, the move takes place this Saturday, March 19th at 10 a.m. in Beckett Park. You can find more information about how you can get involved with the anti-violence march at KMOV.com.
Doing our part in the community. Hot 104.1.
St. Louis, what's up? DJ Wildboy checking in. Check this out. We must stop killing each other. Join the movement. Saturday, March 19th, 10 o'clock a.m., Beckett Park. That's the move.
My name is Wanda Merrill, and I lost my son to gun violence. Join me at The Move, March 19th, 10 a.m. at Beckett Park. The Move is a march against crime and violence. The Move is a march to bring peace back to our neighborhoods. Call 314-381-8200.
Stay connected with Hot 104.1 24/7. Doing our part in the community. Hot 104.1.
Likely heard of our Imagine a Better St. Louis initiative. One of our main partners in this is Better Family Life. Well, this afternoon, James Clark of Better Family Life is here to talk about 2 upcoming events in which the goal is to turn to each other, not away from each other or on each other. Thanks for being with us today.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Well, before we dive into the details of these 2 events, let's talk about the move. That's a new program for Better Family Life.
Yeah, the move came about because we're taking a real hard look at this issue of crime and violence. And we realized we had the wrong players at the table for too long. So I was approached by a group of young men from the street level leaders who may have been involved in crime and involved in violence. And most of them are rappers. And they said, Mr. Clark, we think that we should be leaders now. And I welcomed them to the table. So one of the early statements was, you know, part of the street code and part of the street language is, you know, vocabulary. And so they all said, we need to stop killing each other. That's the move. And so everyone agreed. So we have been able to bring them in, have strong conversations with them, because they're not too far from being involved in crime and violence. But we think that this group, that this segment of the population has been ignored for too long. And we think that they're the ones that can lead us out of this crisis.
Make that difference.
Yes.
This Saturday, tomorrow, there's
Yes.
a basketball game. Tell us about that.
Big basketball game over at Cardinal Ritter, where we have some of St. Louis's most influential rappers, well known in our more challenged neighborhoods. They have come together. Many have been viewed as enemies in their neighborhoods. Now they see they're answering the call to set the tone for change in our more challenged neighborhoods.
And then a week from tomorrow, next Saturday, there's another event for families who have lost someone to violence.
Yes, they have been showered in pain. Now we want to embrace them. We sent out over 570 letters, hand-signed letters, to families in the city of St. Louis, East St. Louis, and St. Louis County, inviting them to come be a part of the MOVE March, where we want them to come and let St. Louis see their pain and feel their pain. And as a city, it's time for us to begin to embrace those who are carrying this emotional wound that will never go away. You know, I talk to mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters every day that say, Mr. Clark, we have never been embraced. One mother said, Mr. Clark, this is my Ferguson. This is my Ferguson. This is the time that I want to come and have the community embrace me for the loss of my son. So we think that St. Louis is at a major tipping point right now. When I look at St. Louis, I think that we should be more compared to Seattle than Chicago. You know, our community should be more reflective of the climate in Seattle rather than that of Chicago.
We should be an example of what cities want to be at,
yes,
as opposed to what they don't want to be at.
Yes, and I think that we have an opportunity using this segment of our community to take some bold steps towards curing this crisis in our more challenged neighborhoods.
And if people aren't able to attend these events, they can always reach out to you on your website.
Yes, they can reach us at www.betterfamilylife.org, or they can call the Community Outreach Department at 314-381-8200.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Us, James.
Good to
Thank
be
you
here.
very much. We appreciate
Yes.
it. Good luck with the basketball game tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not playing.
You'll be a fan on the side. Well,